For those who have been looking for an alternative investment option to diversify their funds, and for those who have been wondering whether this option known as Mansa X is worth their risk, this video is for you. Just for a quick reminder or intro, especially for those hearing the name Mansa X for the first time, this is an investment product that falls under the special funds category, which has been returning exponential or massive returns to its investors over the last 5+ years, and we are talking about 20% plus kinds of returns every year. I already did a video telling you more about this fund and how they managed to get these returns, plus what's the risk that you're exposing yourself to, and I will leave a link below for those who haven't watched it. But in today's video, I'm giving you an in-depth look into the pros and cons of investing in this particular fund, basically what you need to expect and which side will outweigh the other. The first good thing about this fund is diversification. The Mansa X fund has capitalized on spreading the money in minimal bits across a very wide range of investment instruments. And why is that a good thing, if you may ask? Diversification helps minimize the risk to the least possible exposure. This is literally spreading eggs across many baskets so that even if you dropped one of the baskets, the rest of the baskets are safe. Diversification also increases the chances of getting a better return, since you will find other baskets performing better, or rather so much better, and in return adding to the better return potential of the entire fund combined. Sometimes instead of trying out everything by yourself, trying this, trying that, in the name of diversification, such kind of investments like Mansa X give you an opportunity to enjoy the same ability without scratching your head or keeping up with the different places that you intend to diversify into, like trying to put money here, monitoring that one over there. And the second good thing is that you get to enjoy offshore investments, especially for those paranoid masses, yes, you know what I'm talking about, who are easily spooked by the ongoing stories of the economy will collapse in Kenya and other short stories. This could be your sigh of relief, because your funds are mostly invested outside Kenya. Some are invested in very high performing ETFs and American stocks, and those are some of the places that your money is invested in. The rest of the money is also in commodities and precious metals such as gold and silver, and in different markets worldwide. You are not limited to the Kenyan investment options only. This is not only for anyone that's paranoid, but also as a great option when you're dealing with inflation and ability to access other growing economy options, like your money is out there working for you somewhere else. It basically gives you these options. So the third good thing about this fund is that it is under very strict regulation. The fund itself is licensed under the Capital Markets Authority, and as you already know, that means that there are boundaries to which they can expose your money, or you yourself as an investor too. So they have outlined ways to operate, and being under regulation offers you protection as an investor. So the next good thing about the fund, which is closely related to this regulation thing, is that the fund is safely structured. Apart from standard investment bank as the fund manager or the money manager who makes the decisions, there is a custodian who is an independent bank to ensure the safety of your funds as they come in and go out to and fro their designated investment vehicles. Then there is also a trustee who acts on behalf of the investors, keeping an oversight eye on every operations pertaining to their funds. And last but not least, there is also an independent auditor who ensures that the books are not manipulated. All these are independent entities that have been structured to ensure that you as the investor is protected. So to end our pro list, or our good side, is that you get to enjoy exponential portfolio growth through compounding interest. Since inception, Mansa X has constantly returned 17.72% returns, and that is net of everything. Maybe you didn't hear it right. Let me say it again. It has returned an average net of 17.72%. And do you know what that means? If you invested 1 million, then according to the rule of 72, your money has been doubling and should be doubling every 4.06 years. In other words, even without top up, or assuming the average remains the same, in 4 years your balance will be 2 million, and in 8 years your 1 million would have grown to 4 million bob, and in 12 years your 1 million has grown to 8 million bob, and in 20 years that 1 million will be around 32 million bob. Should I say more? That's the power of compound interest and a good competitive fund. And now, but as they say, there are no pros without cons. So what are some of the demerits of this Mansa X fund? The first one that makes many people miss out is the higher initial principal deposit. This locks many people out of these because the minimum deposit is 250,000 for the Kenya shillings and 2,500 for the United States dollar account, and a minimum top up of 100k and 1,000 USD respectively. This basically means sio ya watu wa ligi ndogo, but you can all set a goal to grow your funds, and once you hit that goal, you switch it to this fund. The second challenge is the 6-month lock-in period. This is not really supposed to be a challenge because this is an investment and not meant to be an emergency fund where you put money in and you deposit today and you want to access the same money tomorrow. And that's why I always insist that you should start your investment journey by having an emergency fund account first before you start growing your wealth in any other way. When you already have, say, 3 to 6 months or 1 year worth of your expenses as savings in a money market fund, chilling there and earning your return, then you will have peace of mind to go into any of these other investments without pressure. Don't put all your money in an investment if you do not have some substantial emergency fund on the side. Please underline that. I repeat, don't invest all your money in any other investment unless you already have some 3 to 6 months worth of expenses at least in your money market fund account. So having all your money in this Mansa X fund could therefore become a challenge or a bad thing for the first 6 months if anything happens to you, and that thing requires your financial input because you can't withdraw during the first 6 months, but thereafter you have access to your money anytime you want it. So the other bad side of this fund is the higher management fees compared to the other funds or the other options in the market. I have noticed that most special funds do come with a slightly higher management fee. I think maybe because they are a little bit intensive compared to the other categories such as the fixed income funds or the money market funds, whose average is about 2 to 3%, whereas you can actually pay about 5% management fees to these particular special funds. So there's an extra performance management fee if they unlock even higher returns than what they had set a benchmark to achieve, and they could probably walk away with over 10% as management fees. I wish there was a way they could share that with the client, because you see, the company ends up making very, very good money. But I already did a video on the impact of management fees where I explained that as an investor, this really doesn't matter as such, because what you get in your account is usually net of all these fees. So if they return 20%, that means that they had already taken the management fee. So whether it was 10, 5%, 2%, or 10% or 15%, you still manage to get your 20%. But it's business. I think they deserve it. Yes, if they're doing a great job, why not? The only way that you can avoid this fee is if you do the investing work by yourself, which you are welcome to do. And now, to end our list, is the element of higher risk. We have already talked about how this is mitigated through diversification and other strategies such as stop losses when they are doing their trading. But as much as the risk is categorized as low risk in comparison to options like the money market fund and the fixed income funds, never forget that higher return is always backed up by slightly higher risk than usual. But be it as it may, Mansa X has not yet recorded a negative growth or loss in general since inception. And now, if you wish to start this journey with Mansa X, you can feel free to use the link below, where you will learn more and get more information even on how you can get started today. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Otachi. I can't wait to see you in the next video.